You guys will notice I didn't claim Will Smith as the star of that movie. Because Bill Pullman is the star in my heart. That's what matters. My wife, my mother begged me not to speak tonight. They said, you don't know what you're talking about? Just you go, but don't speak. Lisa said the same thing. Lisa said, Patrick, I could give you free dinner if you don't speak tonight. Because I know you're going to say bad words. Like maybe the C word. I said, I promised my wife I wasn't going to say the C word. But I totally am, because she's not here tonight. She's in Utah on some feminist hike, smoking peyote kind of thing. God bless her. And by C word, does anyone see what I'm talking about?
Character.
Any more guesses?
Well, there's the one.
Which one? Yeah, nobody guessed Cosby, because I'm going to do that.
Oh.
This is not a happy ending, of course, as you know. If you own a television, you know it doesn't end well for anyone. But when I was a very young kid, Bill Cosby was my hero, and I mean that. Everyone else had Optimus Prime lunchboxes or Star Wars. I had a Cosby Show lunchbox that I took to school with me every day. I loved everything about the Cosby Show. I was a very progressive 6-year-old. I thought it was great that there was a black family. The mother and the father are both professionals. That was awesome. To me, as a 6-year-old, that was something that was that's amazing. That's so cool. And then the past 2 months, I had my heart like ripped out and stomped on, right? That's because of Bill Cosby. Turns out he's like a terrible human being that does terrible things to women, right? So, heartbreak over. Funny story, right? In a metaphorical sense, I kind of met Bill Cosby, my hero, and it was awful, right? Terrible. My father physically met his hero, and it turned out in kind of a funny way. So my father used to live in Oklahoma. I was born in Oklahoma. I don't like to brag about that. I don't know anything about Oklahoma. I'm a Michigan guy. I've always lived mostly in Michigan, except for that weird state in Indiana I want to talk about. Because Indiana is... Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot I lived overseas too.
You were there for like 3
I
years.
forget about that sometimes. So my father's on a plane ride, and he sees, maybe you guys know this musician, he sees him down the way, and for some reason, in this story, this guy, famous musician, is flying Coach. Back when Coach was still called Coach, before it was called Economy. My dad sees Conway Twitty. My dad's an outgoing guy, right? And he sees someone, he kind of remembers like from the first grade. He's like, hey, are you Phil so-and-so? And he'll talk to him. And so he sees Conway Twitty, and he doesn't understand what celebrities are. He just goes over and talks to him. He says, hey, you're Conway Twitty. Conway Twitty, probably pretty tired. He's as most celebrities are, constantly exhausted from all the money they're making. So he says, well, yes, I am. My dad realizes, okay, well, you seem a little bit tired, I won't ask you for an autograph. Conway Twitty says, well, we'll give you one anyways. My father turns around and says, oh yeah, well, you can go fuck yourself. My father insists this is a true story. I have no idea of the validity. It wasn't in a newspaper or anything. I have no idea. So, long story short, in general, celebrities are people that we keep putting on this pedestal of heroism, right? And I've kind of realized that they don't really earn that hero mark. They don't really do anything special. Maybe they star in a film, or they put out some really awesome music or something, and we all of a sudden, like, they're on this pedestal. And then the people that are actually there on a day by day aren't on that same pedestal. They're on a different pedestal, though. The people that are in our lives on a day by day are on a better pedestal. It's made out of better stuff, okay? So the celebrity pedestal is made out of sand, which is kicked over the moment that they do something like really like awful towards anyone. So Cosby's pedestal's gone, right? Louis C.K., gone. All these guys I used to really admire now, they're just a bunch of jerks. So who do we look to to be our heroes now? How about the women that are like in our lives all the time, right? So I know so many awesome women. I'm getting a little teary-eyed now, and I don't cry ever. That's a thing I don't do. I don't cry except, when I stub my toe and when we're all out of French fries at home, or or it's too cold outside, or it's not often, but I do it. The first person I met at college was this girl here in the pink bowling shirt. She was I met other people, but she was the first one who repeatedly would come over and say hi to me, because everyone else kind of said, that guy, there's something wrong with him. I don't want to know. I have been friends with Felicia for, I don't know, I actually did the math on it once, and it sounded like something that an old person would say. God, it was 15 years, 15 years, a long time. I don't feel that old, but it's happened. So she's another person, too, that's earned a solid granite pedestal, not doing anything other than just kind of being around and being cool. My mother, real quick, I know we're not doing a lot of mom stuff tonight. My mother has worked with special needs kids for about 25 years, and there's nothing more awesome. Someone who does that type of thing, right? That's really cool. She kind of inspired me to do the same thing for a while. She's more of an inspiration than she knows. Don't tell her I said that. Because she'll walk into my house next time and say, oh yeah, I'm an inspiration, am I? But the biggest one, though, is my wife. My wife is a lot smarter than I am. She makes more money than I do. She's more patient than I am. I don't know, you guys know her too, right? You wouldn't have, I actually lied to my friends and said that my wife was coming tonight too, and they showed up and she wasn't here, and I said, gotcha! You wouldn't come out. If it was just me, you wouldn't have come out. But I got you now. Take a seat. Take a seat, Peter, is what I said. Take a seat, that's your spot right there. Felicia warned me, and she got married like a month before I did. And she said, when you do your wedding vows, practice them beforehand, or you're going to get teary-eyed at certain spots. Make sure you practice beforehand. Now, if you guys know anything about me, telling stories, you'll know that I practiced about zero, okay? And that's what happened. At my own wedding, I was brought to tears in front of all, the state of Michigan, and everyone just saw me in absolute anarchy in front of my family and friends. But it takes a real solid granite pedestal for me to do that kind of thing for a person. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you.